Welcome to Fantasia, home of the Melodious. My name is Azallea, and today I'm going to bring you guys another post-duel commentary. This time in round 2 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Non-Meta tournament that was hosted by Zom and I. So this is the second game, and from the title I think you guys can tell that I'm playing against Fire Fist. Now, Fire Fist is a very interesting matchup. I definitely wasn't expecting it to be in the tournament, especially because it is such an old deck, relatively speaking. So I wasn't really expecting it, and surprisingly, it does have a pretty good matchup against me, against Melodious, that is, because Brotherhood the Fire Fist Tiger King, if you're familiar with my Lunar Light videos and stuff, you know that Tiger King's effect is that you can detach one XYZ material from it and negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field that are not Beast Warrior type monsters. And last time I checked, the Melodious archetype is fairies, not Beast Warriors. So, and he's able to do a blanket negation, therefore he can bypass Arya and do shenanigans, basically normal Fire Fist shenanigans, because typically they wouldn't be able to attack over Arya, and what was it? Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear can't destroy Arya because Bear targets for its effect. Anyway, he finally gets to start. I don't know why, but there was a big delay between the rock paper scissors and when he actually chose to go first or second, but he probably had to go do something there. So anyway, he got to go first, and he was playing he played dragon. He set 2 backer with a Tenki, so he reveals the Tensin here. I just went for twin twisters to clear out the way, and I really didn't have anything else that I could do. I hit the bottoms, which was really nice, because then I could first move with solo into an Arya here. I didn't have anything I could do because I opened up with too many ritual cards, but not enough ritual spells. And I drew another Preparation of Rites, which just really sucked, but well, what can you do, right? I'm waiting for the Ritual Sanctuary so I can actually pitch the Preparation of Rites to search out for Hymn of Light. But anyway, he drops the Maxi on me, which is fine because he only goes 1 for 1. So I get the Arya out, and I'm just hoping that he can't get over this Arya, because if he has another level 4, he can go for a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. And, well, of course, everyone and their Raigekis, right? So he did have the level 4 in his hand anyway, which was the Bear, which this was a really good turn for him, because Bear could attack me directly, and then he could set the Tensu from his deck. Now Swamp, I know Swamp, and he's a really good player, and yeah, so really didn't expect him, out of all people, to be playing Fire Fists. So Bear got to set the Tensu from the deck, so that now he can normal summon again if he wanted to this turn. Main phase 2, I think he goes for an XYZ here, but I don't remember. So he activates the Tensu now, and probably gonna go for another normal summon. If not, it's just so that his monsters get the 100 attack boost. This happened a while back, so I don't really remember how this game played out exactly. But right now, I'm just hoping that I draw into Ritual Sanctuary or a Terraforming. Okay, so he goes for a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Cardinal. This is a card that you don't really see unless it's like in a pure Fire Fist deck. So he can detach 2 materials from the card, then target 2 Fire Fist or Fire Formation cards in his graveyard, and then 2 monsters that in my graveyard, and shuffle them back into the deck. So he got rid of my Arya and my Saphra. Not too worried about that, except the fact that it just makes my deck bigger, right? So I have the chance of drawing to them again. And yes, so he does actually use the Tensu. I remember correctly, he goes for a Coach Soldier Wolfbark, and he gets the Bear back from the graveyard so he can go for a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. He sets the Tenki from his deck so he can go for a Search. So this was a brilliant turn for him, and he searches out the other Wolfbark, which means he can go for another rank 4 play next turn. So here this is just really bad for me, because I drew into the Arya that he shuffled back into my deck. So that just it's a series of unfortunate events. But all I could do is set the aria and then pass the turn. You're probably wondering why I'm not searching with the preparation of rites. I'm just holding on to it because I need, just in case I draw into Ritual Sanctuary, I need a spell to discard to be able to search for that Hymn of Light. So I still have that hope. I'm clinging onto it, but from the field here, it looks like it's not happening. And so Swamp takes game 1 pretty decisively. So yeah, let's hop right into game 2. Alright, so going into game 2, I believe I decided to go second. My hopes was that he would brick or have a weaker opening. I know that Fire Fist don't tend to play too much back row, or at least in my experience, because most of their back rows can be filled up with their fire formations and all that. So I was just hoping that he would have a weak opening, a weak start, and looking at my hand right now, it is such a powerful hand. So I have pre-preparation of rites that can search the Hymn of Light and Saffron, and then I have the preparation of rites that can search for the Benten. And so my opponent just set one monster and passed his turn, so I was like, oh my god, this is like the best opening that I could possibly ask for. I mean, unless of course he just didn't play anything whatsoever. But yeah, setting up for the Ritual Summon right now with the Hymn of Light, the Saffra, and the Benten. Unfortunately, I drew the second copy of First Movement Solo that's in my deck. If that was any other monster, if that was any other Melodious monster, if I had a Aria or Soprano, that means this Benten right now could search for a cannon. If I had a cannon, the Benten could be searching for an Aria or a Soprano. I just wanted to set up a rank 4 play or fusion play, depending on the monsters I had in my hand. But unfortunately, I had to go for the Honest because it is just the best target to search for if you don't have any other monsters to work with, because it does allow you to protect Saffron from battle and your opponent from doing shenanigans. So Hymn of Light also protects Saffron because it's in the graveyard, so he can't go in Utopia Lightning and just bypass the Honest. Utopia Lightning wouldn't allow my Honest to activate, but I could still protect my Saffron with the Hymn of Light. But anyway, I return the Honest back to my hand. I feel pretty safe because I do have the Max C in hand as well, so basically 2 hand traps. And if my field he somehow does manage to get over the Saffra, I can easily just use First Movement Solo and set up a quick Aria on the field if I wanted to. But here I'm gonna just discard one of the copies of First Movement Solo with Saffra. I want to draw into my deck because I still don't feel set up enough. I don't have the Ritual Sanctuaries up, I don't have any Melodious monsters in play, because looping Soprano is one of the key plays of the deck. But I did get to draw into Instant Fusion, which was really nice, because now if I do have to use the Honest, I can easily just Instant Fusion it back and make a rank 4. So he's going for the Tenki and searching. I'm just completely fine with that, so I do have the Max C, and I'm waiting for him to go for something like this, where he goes for an Instant Fusion. So here I'm just quickly reading up on Boar, because I don't really see people playing that very often. But Boar, yeah, not something that I'm too worried about, so I just dropped the Maxi on this Norden, hoping to get a ton of draws out, and I think he does take the Maxi challenge. I don't think he's going to wait another turn, especially with all the cards that I already had in hand. I believe I had, I think I had 5, no, I have 6 cards with the Maxi, and I pitched the Maxi, so I had 5 cards. So anyway, he's gonna go for a Castell and actually bypass both the Honest and the Hymn of Light. Very smart play by him, although he did give me 3 special summons, 3 draws with his 3 special summons. So I think that was the extent of his play, which was kind of bad for him, because just looking at my hand, I have another pre-preparation of rites that I can just search out another Hymn of Light and another Saffron from my deck. And unfortunately I don't have another Benten, but I can just easily fix that with terraforming into Ritual Sanctuary. Pitch one of my, I believe I pitch First Movement Solo, and I just search a Benten there, and then when I go for a Ritual Summon with the Hymn of Light and Saffra, pitch the Benten, and I can search for a Cannon, which will allow me to go for some rank 4 or fusion plays. I forget which one I do actually here, but yeah, those are all options, and that's always backed up by the Instant Fusion that I have in my hand, and plus I have a Soul Charge, so this pretty much just sealing the deal right here. He's just letting it play out. I think he wants to gather some more information about what my deck can do, which is smart in this case. So if I normal summon the Soprano here, I can special summon the Cannon because I control another Melodious monster. And okay, so I do go for the fusion play here, which is kind of good because Shiberta, during either player's turn, I can target 3 cards in either player's graveyard and banish them. And she gains 200 attack for each card banished by this effect, but that's not the important part. The important part is that Shiberta can prevent him from getting like Cold Soldier Wolfbark and getting things back, so that's always a plus. It just disrupts his rank 4 plays essentially. So here I can go for another rank 4 monster, and I believe I go for a Fairy Cheergo just to go for some more draws, which is really nice. So I get a draw here. It's another Terraforming, which is kind of cool. Thin my deck some more, and I already have like 20 cards in my deck, which is really nice. And Ritual Sanctuary also has the effect where I can shuffle spell cards from my graveyard back into my deck to summon a fairy type monster with levels equal to the number of spell cards shuffled back. So I can special summon the Soprano from the graveyard, and just by shuffling 4 spells back into my deck. And then the reason why Soprano is so great in this deck is because she can add back Cannon, and Cannon can always special summon herself from the hand. Now unfortunately, Cannon's restricted by a really dumb once per turn clause, so I can't just spam a Cannon onto the field again. But that's completely fine because I do have Game on board, and he's just letting me go through the motions and attacking him directly. But yeah. I activate Shiberta's effect during the damage calculation, or during the damage step, and I get to banish cards. And basically, at that point, he can't really respond unless he has something that can negate and destroy my Shiberta. So yeah, that does it for game 2. So let's take it to game 3. Alright, so going into game 3, I believe Swamp has the choice of whether he wants to go first or second, and I'm fine with either way. And I do believe I sided in things like Solemn Strike and such just so that I can stop XYZ plays, because I want to stop that Brotherhood of Fire Fist Tiger King from coming out. And I let him go, so he went first, I believe, both games. So I was kind of thinking like, okay, he might let me go first this time, because he might just assume my deck likes to go second, or he might like be afraid that he would brick. But no, he actually decides to go first again, and he opens up with the Tenki, which is pretty good for him, and he searches for the Caribou. Now, here's the part that surprised me, because I didn't see this all like in either of the 2 games earlier, which is Red Resonator. So he's playing the Synchros as well. I'm like, oh well, that's kind of cool. So he goes for Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Horse Prince, and now Horse Prince can summon stuff from the deck, and he's just gonna combo off standard Fire Fist combos right here, which is really good for him. And he sets the Tensu from the deck as well, which is nice because he gets another normal summon. He goes for the Rooster. Rooster can send a Rooster can add a Fire Fist monster from his deck to his hand, which is really good. He goes for the Bear, and here so he goes for a Tensu, and I knew he had the Wolfbark in his hand, because otherwise why would you just normal summon a Bear in addition to that field, because he can't XYZ with the Rooster. But yeah, he goes for a Traptrix Rafflesia with his 2 level 4 monsters, and he's backed up with the Horse Prince, and he has his Rooster that's setting more Fire Formation traps directly from his deck. So he sets a Tensen. So I'm not sure why he sent the Tensu and not the Tenki, but I'm not gonna question it because I'm not a really experienced Fire Fist player. And oh my god, I drew the Maxi as a 6 card. I mean, it's bound to happen. It always happens. It's basically the rules of the game at this point. So yeah, but I do actually have Ritual Sanctuary with Metalfoes Fusion in my hand, which is really nice. So I can go for an extra draw to mitigate the discard that I go for here. So it is essentially a +1 for me. So I decide I want to search, and I'm thinking, okay, I might get lucky with my Metalfoes Fusion and get a pre-preparation of rights, and if that happens, oh my god, that'd be amazing. So then I searched the Benten, and I did have enough spells in my hand to search on subsequent turns. But as luck has it, I draw into another copy of Benten. So yeah. This round is already looking a little shaky, And I know that he does play Bottomless Trap Hole, so with that Rafflesia out on the field, I'm like, oh, well, if I summon the Arya, she's probably going to get Bottomless, and I'll basically be screwed. But it's the only play that I do have, so I have to go for this first movement solo. He goes for a Light Imprisoning Mirror, which I'm like, okay, that is completely fine, because Arya doesn't activate, she's a continuous effect. Although Light Imprisoning Mirror is a really good side against me here, because it prevents Ben 10 from activating in the graveyard, prevents Sappho from activating on the field, prevents Soprano's effect from going off. It's just really good overall, and I was actually quite surprised that he didn't use Rafflesia to send the Bottomless to banish my Arya. I don't know if he just right-clicked and said no to Rafflesia triggering, or he's just like, oh, okay, Arya's fine. So he can actually easily just get rid of Arya by using Tiger King, or if he has a Raigeki, he can easily use that as well. But right now, I'm sitting and I'm hoping that I can use that Max C. I see my past self there, hovering over that Max C, really eager to use it. And if he does manage to get over my Arya, I do have an Instant Fusion to back me up, but that's assuming that I don't get OTK'd. And I think he's thinking through his options right now, so that's why he's just taking a little bit. So I'm not too worried about that back row either, because I know it's that Tencent or whatever that trap is for the Fire Fists. But yeah, right. My past self is just so frustrated that I drew a Ben 10 after searching a Ben 10, and that was quite unfortunate. But if I did have the pre-preparation of rights, oh my god, that would have been a beautiful. It would have been a great turn. But here he uses the Rooster to send the Tenki to set another Tenki from his deck, so he can go for another search. And I'm assuming he's probably going to go for like a Wolf Bark or something at this point. But yeah. Yeah, there we go. He does go for the Wolf Bark. It is basically one of the best targets to search. For those of you who play Lunalights, Wolf Bark is basically what Lunalight Rabbit is for the deck. It just brings something back from the graveyard. Anyway, he actually uses a Rafflesia effect to go for a Treacherous Trap Hole, and I'm like, what is going on? So I thought like, okay, he just forgot that Arya prevents targeting on Melodious monsters, but no, actually, he did this intentionally to clear up space. So so now he can go for the Wolf Bark. Basically, Rafflesia had the materials that he needed in the graveyard for Wolf Bark. So by popping Rafflesia and the other Fire Fist monster that he had, he was able to just go for a Wolf Bark play, get back the monster that was in the graveyard, and go for a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. And of course, now he has the Tensu to go for his second normal summon, and we see Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear coming out. Now, Tiger King is able to just negate everything now, and yeah, so he can just easily attack over Arya. And like I said, it's a difficult matchup. But I was able to get 2 draws off my Max C, and I drew into a Sappho and a Twin Twisters. Now, Sappho is good, Twin Twisters not so much, right now at least. I know that he has a Tencent face down, and I could get rid of Light Imprisoning Mirror, so that's the thing. That's actually decent that I have the Twin Twisters, but okay, and then I draw into the cannon here, which I was like, oh, ooh, this is really good. So what I should do right now, I think I pitch the Ritual Sanctuary for a search for Hymn of Light, and then I should be able to go for some additional plays. So yeah, I'm definitely going to blow up the 2 traps. There's no point in blowing up the spells because they're not going to do anything except give my opponent's monsters some attack. So that's completely fine. Tencent will give his monster some attack, but I just wanted to get it out of the way so he can't just throw it up during damage calculation or damage step against me and screw up my battle phase. So now I just know everything that I have to work with, and yeah. So there's a 3100 attack Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King that I have to deal with, a 2400 attack Horse Prince, and a 1800 attack Bear. So yeah, I do pitch the Ritual Sanctuary to go for the Hymn of Light. Of course, save the Instant Fusion because it's really good for making an additional rank 4. So I go for the Hymn of Light right here, and he drops the Max C. And at this point, I'm like, wow, this is pretty bad, because I could have gone for like a really extensive play here. I can search for Soprano, normal summon Soprano, special summon the cannon, go for rank 4, instant fusion, something back, go for rank 4, Ritual Sanctuary, bring something back, and then continue going on with these absurd plays, but that'd be giving him way too much cards, and I know that I can't OTK him. I don't think there's any way that I can OTK him this turn. So yeah, it was just really difficult. So I decided to just search for the Honest, playing conservatively, and I think I just end up going into the battle phase. But I forgot what happens. So yeah, going through the extra deck, you see I do have Utopia and Utopia Lightning that I could go with. Actually, could I have gone for a game? Let's see. The first rank 4 that I could have made would have been the Utopia, of course. Actually, no, because I want my materials in the graveyard, so I can go for instant fusion. So I would have went for Soprano and a cannon. I could probably, actually I could go for Shaperta there as well, but I was thinking I could go for Castel. Castel can shuffle back the Tiger King, and I can instant fusion. Norden brings back anything a level 4, probably Arya, and then I could go for a Lightning, and then Lightning could help me get rid of some stuff as well. So if I Castel the Tiger King, Lightning could run over the Horse Prince, and then Saphra can run over the bear, and then that would have, so if I ran over the Horse Prince, that's 2600 damage with the Lightning, in addition to the 700 with the bear, so that would mean I would have dealt 3300 damage, and then I would probably have a and then I could probably deal, I could deal another 2000 with Castel, but that would have been way too much. Yeah, that would have been way too much. Yes, so Swamp's here reminding me of the timer, because I'm playing rather slowly right now, trying to think about what I can do to get over this field. So I shuffled back the Horse Prince actually instead of the Tiger Kings. I was like, okay, less Tiger Kings in the extra deck, the better. Although, looking at it now, I should have shuffled back the Tiger King, so I could attack over both his monsters without using the Honest. The Honest definitely wasn't necessary to use, and yeah. But here I can use Saphra's effect, and I decided to I decided to add back the Honest. So kind of I definitely could have played that turn out much better. I could have dealt a lot more damage to my opponent as well. But oh well. Might have been caught up in the moment, and with the timer going down, I really didn't want to stall too much, because if you run out of time, it just lets it gives the win to the opponent. So I didn't want it to time out and have to replay this game. But Saphra does have Hymn of Light in the graveyard, so I'm like, all right, that's kind of good. If I did go off, actually, like if I went absurd that turn, I probably couldn't have done anything really. Except just some damage, but it would give him like maybe 8 or 9 cards in his hand to work with, so that would have been terrible. But he had the Soul Charge, so I'm like, okay, well that's kind of cool. Soul Charge makes it so that he can't enter the battle phase and can't kill me this turn, so I'm all in favor of that. Okay, except he he surprises me with the Trishula just coming straight out of nowhere, and he got rid of the Saphra, the Hymn of Light, and he sniped a card out of my hand. So I still had the Honest in my hand, which is good. So my smaller monsters, if I do summon them, can attack over his Trishula now. But he has the Wolf Bark, he's bringing back the Caribou, and he can go for more rank 4s. And so at this point, he just has so much advantage over me. That Trishula, that was devastating. That -2 from my hand and field. The Hymn of Light I'm not too worried about in the graveyard, but yeah. So he goes for a Kirin here, the original Kirin. This is not Magispector Kirin. It's not a unicorn. This is the Fire Fist. So he goes for that, and he gets to set a Gilko from the deck, I believe, and then he goes for another Tenki and searches more, as if he doesn't have enough card advantage already, right? and he has yeah, so he has the Gyoko in his back row. He set another one, and at this point, his Kieran makes it so that my Castell is pretty low attack, and I can't really do anything. So yeah, that just really sucked for me. So I'm just checking to see what he has right now. I do have the option to go for a Ritual Sanctuary play. I'm actually glad that he banished the Hymn of Light from my graveyard and not my Soprano. But I'm just going through some of the cards and just checking their effects, making sure that I know what he has and what I am up against. A lot of thinking involved in it, and I believe that last turn I probably was like just overthinking my options, plus getting a little rush at the end of that turn. So made a mistake with what I should have shuffled back with Castell. But here, Ritual Sanctuary does have the option to bring stuff back, so I'm definitely. Oh well, okay. Was this the game? Oh no, that's right. So sorry. The Soprano thing that I was talking about, I actually can't do that because I never searched for Soprano. I searched for Honest that previous turn, so I got things confused there. But yeah, anyway, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he had the Ghost Ogre in his hand, and oh my god, did he have it at the perfect time, right? Because if I was able to get the Arya out, that would have been an okay thing. Although I do believe that he could have just gone for another Tiger King. I'm pretty sure he played 2 Tiger Kings. I believe Fire Fist normally just played 2 Tiger Kings. So yeah, he could have easily gone for another one. So even if I got Arya out, it wouldn't have mattered. But here he goes for the Utopia Lightning. Just in case for the face down, you know. What if it was a Man-Eater bug, right? And he and he threw the game because of that. So lightning attacks my face down. Safe move to go for. Definitely agree with that play. And then he's gonna attack me with the Kieran into the Castell and attack me with the Trishula for game, just to seal the deal. So that third game, that was definitely I think the best one that we had in this best of 3. So yeah, that does it for this video. Thank you so much to Swamp, my opponent, for allowing me to relive the joys of playing against Fire Fists. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more Melodious content, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, take care.